Hold up. What's a dividend? If you're new to investing, this is probably a question that you've had before. And also, how do I get my dividend? Is there something that I need to be doing? Is buying dividend stocks even the right strategy for me? Hey guys, Jessica here. I'm very sorry for the loud noise and background. I'm filming outside today. I'm at the beach with my family and it's kind of raining. And so I figure, why not do a YouTube? But before we get started, I really want to just show you guys the scenery, where I am. Just give me 1 second. Check this out, guys. I have never been so beachfront before in my life. It's pretty incredible. Anyway, one of the things that we want to do on this channel and at Uprise in general is, really make personal finance, really make investing, all these topics as easy as possible. And one of the things that we were talking as a team the other day was, how when you're just getting started in the personal finance journey, in investing, there are so many things that feel just incredibly daunting, incredibly stressful, that later on you look back and you say, it wasn't such a big deal. Dividends came up as one of them. And so if you're feeling stressed about dividends, understanding how they work, no worries at all. We're here to help. And I'm going to be answering the most common questions about dividends in this video. Jumping into it. First question. So what exactly is a dividend? There are actually different kinds of dividends, but the most common one, and what I'm going to be talking about here today, is called a cash dividend. And basically, it's regular cash payments from the company for you simply because you own the stock. It's pretty amazing, right? Not all companies pay dividends, right? So just because you own a stock doesn't actually mean that you will automatically be getting a dividend. Only some companies pay dividends. But for the ones that do, essentially what they're doing is they're taking a portion of their profits sort of every quarter, every year, and paying that out to the owners of the company, which are the shareholders. Second question, how much will I get? It's different for every company. Basically, a few weeks before a company decides to pay out its dividend, it will announce how much that dividend is going to be. And so then you take that dividend that they announce and then multiply it times the number of shares that you have. That works out to how much you're going to get. So if a company's dividend is 50 cents and you own 100 shares, then you'll be getting 50 bucks. Third question, how do I get the payment? Don't worry, in case you're thinking that you need to give them an address or show up somewhere, you actually don't need to do anything. So when you buy a stock, you use a brokerage company to hold onto your stock. So like a Vanguard, Fidelity, Robinhood, whoever. And so when companies pay dividends, they pay it straight to your brokerage account. So it'll just show up in your brokerage account automatically. Fourth question, what if I sell my stock? So I mentioned before that companies actually announce their dividends. And so at the same time that they're announcing their dividends, they also announce something called an ex-dividend date. And basically that just means that you have to own the stock by the ex-dividend date in order to receive the dividends. If you sell the stock before the ex-dividend date, no dividend. If you sell the stock after the ex-dividend date, you get the dividend. The critical element is that ex-dividend date. And the last question is, do dividend stocks make sense for me? Anything else I should know? So as I mentioned before, not all companies pay out dividends. And so you're probably thinking, at least I thought this, earlier, like, why would I go with a company that's not paying dividends? Obviously, the one that's paying me cash is way better than the one that's not, right? The thing is, normally the kinds of companies that do pay dividends are slower growth, steadier companies. And so examples would be like J.M. Smucker, so the company that makes the jams, Kimberly-Clark, the one that makes all of the sort of like household goods. These are companies that have been growing very steadily. They've been around for a really long time. Maybe they're growing at GDP. They're not crazy high growth like a tech company. On the other hand, there are other companies that, are much higher growth, like tech companies that never pay out dividends. And these companies are generally higher risk, but at the same time, the hope here is that, over time, the technology really becomes something that the company becomes much more valuable and you can see the returns in the price of the share going up, not in regular cash payouts. So in general, dividend stocks might be good for, say, older people or retirees who actually need a steady stream of income because they're not, pulling in cash from their job regularly. At the same time, maybe they don't have the same long-term investment horizon to take the risk on some of the crazier tech stocks, for example, and they actually need something that's steadier and more predictable over time. On the flip side, growth stocks are much better for younger people who are planning on investing for the long term and really are trying to optimize for higher returns rather than short-term income. And that's it. If you have any other questions about dividends, definitely let us know in the comments. Also, if you'd like more support with personal finance, definitely check out Uprise. I've linked to us in the description below as well. We build Wall Street level personalized financial plans completely and 100% for free. So if you have questions about investing, budgeting, your employer benefits, whatever it is, we'd be happy to help. And on average, we put 100K in net worth back into people's pockets. Other than that, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell for notifications. I'm gonna wait for the weather to get better so I can go to the beach. I'll see you guys next time.